still Hustle Daily. What's up, Hustle Nation? Welcome back to another video. Just want to tell y'all to smash the like button. You know what I mean? Because y'all be slipping and tripping on my likes. And make sure y'all follow both Storytime channels that I have. Is We Still Hustle Daily and We Still Hustle Daily 2, the number 2. So We Still Hustle Daily and then We Still Hustle Daily 2. Tap in both channels, both Storytime channels. You know what I mean? I'm releasing videos on both channels every single day. Some videos are going to be over here, some videos are going to be over there. They are not the same videos, so make sure y'all subscribe to both. All right, this is story time on how her baby daddy's first baby mama reached out to her but wanted our kids to meet secretly. Okay. I guess that's not bad. I guess that's right. You know, she want them to have a relationship with their other brother or their brother or their sister. It's not that bad, but do I think it's necessary? Nah, but let's see what she had to say about it. Did you like the video yet? You ain't do it.
All right, so I was laying here and I thought I was over this, but apparently I'm not. So everybody knows I'm a mom and I don't play about my kids, but this one literally took the cake. So my 9-year-old, he has 2 older siblings. Be mindful his dad is not involved in his life at all. In 9 years, he's probably seen his dad 4 times. So I randomly get a message probably about a month ago, basically saying, hey, I'm not coming to you as a woman, but I just wanted to reach out to see if, you have a kid with, let's call him Barry. So this is on Facebook. So I go to the profile and I'm like, oh my God, that is my 9-year-old's dad, first baby mother. Be mindful, their kid is now 21 years old, and he basically found me on Facebook. So basically, every birthday, I'll tag my son's father, and I'll be like, hey, happy birthday, da 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 da. They do have like a picture together, so I'll post that picture, and I'll say, happy birthday, da 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 da. Praying one day, you'll be in your son's life, blah blah blah, vice versa. So fast forward, the son adds Facebook. This 21-year-old, he adds Facebook, and then he researches me because he can see that his dad has been tagged in this video or this picture of this, this little boy, and it's his birthday or whatever. His name is Channing. So fast forward, I get this message like, I'm not coming to you as a woman, da 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 da. I told you about that.
Hey, real quick, she letting everybody know that nigga's a deadbeat dad. She posting a picture of that shit. She like, I hope you could be in your son's life, nigga. I feel her though.
So I'm like, oh my God, I know who you are. Give me a call. So as she's calling me, it's crazy because I'm literally sitting in a child support office trying to get some things rectified with the child support for my 9-year-old. And she was like, okay, I'll end up giving you a call. So she ends up giving me a call or whatever, and I talk, and I'm like, hey, oh my God, it's so nice to meet you. I've always wanted my son to know his siblings. For some reason, dad doesn't, want him to know his siblings. Backstory, my son's father has 2 older kids. So he has a 21-year-old, and then he also has an 11-year-old, and then my son, which is 9. He is involved in both of the other kids' lives, but with my son, he's not active at all. So her and I get on the phone and we shooting the shit. We start talking or whatever, and we're talking about, relationships. I'm not gonna disclose some of the things she told me or whatever because clearly they still have some type of connection. Me and him are done. I cut him off a long time ago. Again, like I said, my son is 9 years old. So she starts telling me how her son, which is my child's brother, wants to get to know him. He's actually in college. He is 40 minutes away from me in college, right? And he wants to know his brothers, and he really wanted to know, was my son, Channing, really his brother? So I tell this lady, I'm like, yes, that is his son. Why he's not involved, I don't know. I really don't care. I have focused on being a parent to my son and being the best mom I can be to my son and making sure he don't feel like, he has rejection issues and things like that or orphan spirits. So right now I'm focused on my child. I'm not worried about who's not present. That's not something that we focus on. However, I am very honest with my son. So I tell her, everything like, yep, that's his son, this, and the third. So she goes on to say, oh, well, why is he not active? Did he not think that the child is his or something? So that kind of was like condescending to me or whatever, but I wasn't offended. I'm like, that's definitely his son. He pays child support for him every month. And there has been a paternity test done, duh. So we exchanged stories or whatever. Really nice lady, she ended up, telling me things about her experience with Barry. I told her my experience with Barry and, you know, all the lies and the trauma and things like that I went through with him, and how I had forgiven him and I had moved on or whatever, but that piece with him still being an active father was still not there yet. So she says, okay, I'm going to reach out to my son and we're going to message you guys back and then we'll let you know how we're going to proceed moving forward. So about a day or so goes by and she says, hey, you know, just want to make sure we're on the same page because I don't want Barry to know that my child wanted to reach out or wanted to speak to you guys or wanted to meet, you know, my son. And it took me about a day to sit on that because sometimes I'm delayed with my thought process and I'm a very
What I think about it is, what does it matter if he's involved or not? This is the 21-year-old is a grown man, and he's just like, oh, I got a little brother out there. Let me meet my brother. Like, who gives a fuck if the father know? I mean, that's just how I feel about the situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they would need to hide it. Like, that's really your brother. Like, the boy want to know about his little brother. Like, I don't think nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? And the father would be tripping if he mad about that. I think so.
very logical person. So I had to sit on it for a day. And after I sat on it, I slept on it, I prayed about it. I talked to my best friend because she's very wise when it comes to like counseling and things like that. And sometimes I can be impulsive. So I like to get somebody that's kind of level headed around me sometimes to just say, hey, am I tripping? So best friend's like, no, definitely you're not tripping. She was like, I was like, hey, because my son is not a secret. I said, if they really want to meet, I said, the hell with how he feels, the oldest one feels about the relationship with his dad, etc. Because at the end of the day, the dad is the one that is living a lie and is full of deceit and has deprived my child, not only my child, but his other two kids, of having a relationship. Like they are brothers, they are siblings, they are blood brothers. You have deprived your kids of having a relationship, growing up together, etc., because of your pride. I mean, the reality is you're a terrible fucking person, and I just don't really feel as though you deserve to be spared in this situation. Like you need to be able to have that hard conversation with your 21-year-old as to why you kept this 9-year-old a secret. So after 24 to 48 hours, I came back with my decision and I said, I reached out to her. I sent her a long message. I'm like, hey, oh my God, it was so nice to meet you. I said, but I will not allow my son to keep reliving the hurt of being a secret. Like, my baby daddy is not married or nothing like that. He just is a coward and he don't want to be a father. So why should I keep covering him when my child is the one that's going through these rejection issues? And I remember, you know, sometimes he'll talk to his dad and he'll break down and cry. I don't understand why I can't see my dad. Be mindful, his dad lives 21 minutes away from us. We pass his house all the time, especially when my son is going to track out camp. So he does not understand why his dad is not active. Why are we covering him? So I end up sending her a nice message and I said, hey, thanks, but no thanks. My child is not a secret. When your son is ready to meet his brother and, you know, have that conversation with his dad about why he wanted to know who his brother was, then we can have that conversation. Outside of that, it's an absolute no for me. And I did have that conversation with my son as well.
Barry, what the fuck going on with you, Barry? I don't know what the fuck going on with Barry, but as far as her decision, I think it's cool. Um, I think the grown 21-year old shouldn't be worried about what the fuck his father think. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, you a grown ass man now. You know what I'm saying? And then as far as the mom, yeah, like, we ain't trying to keep this shit a secret. Like, you know, like, if he find out, he find out type shit. Like, I don't know who would tell the baby daddy, but I don't know. Let me see.
So I do want to respond to this comment here. She said, I think the mom put her 2 cents in and derailed the situation. Absolutely. I'm going to tell you how I know she derailed the situation because after I sent her that message, like, no, thank you, we're good. I did have a conversation with my son too, and he's 9, but he's very wise. He is one of my smartest kids. The boy is like a freaking genius. I explained to him everything that was going on and that his brother did want to meet him. And I told him, everything, but of course, in layman's terms, because he's 9. And he opted to, he was like, okay, that's nice. I did show him a picture, but he was like, okay, thank you, Mom, but I'm okay. I say, in any event you change your mind or anything like that, we can discuss it. I'm an open book with my kids. And then I went back and she deleted all of the messages that she had initially sent me, right? But you already know I had them screenshots on deck. If it ever comes back that I tried to reach out to her or whatever, girl, stop playing with me. Yeah. It's more to the story too. But yeah,
You should tell us. You should tell us the rest of the story. But yeah, I don't think nothing wrong with what she doing. Got another question.
you're reaching. You're reaching. At the end of the day, my son is 9 years old.
Okay, I'll read it. It says, so your son came up with the decision on his own to not see his older brother. I know you said after you talked to him about it. I know you said after you talked to him. Okay.
He doesn't have the mental space to decide what he wants to do, right? So I have to decide what's in the best interest of my child. My child is not a secret. I don't care how many times you post or ask me questions. My child is not a secret. If you can't love my child publicly, you will not have access to him. That's the bottom line. I did have this conversation with my child, and I told him that I felt as though it was in his best interest. And I also asked my child what he thought about the situation. He felt the same exact way. He is not a secret. He has been going through this with his dad for 9 years. I've seen my son cry. I've seen my son break down, and I'm going to protect him at all costs. It is in his best interest for him to be loved by people that loves him back and loves him out loud. The end.
Yo, Billy, if you live 21 minutes from this 9-year-old boy and you ain't going to see him, you a you a piece of shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, Billy.
Yeah, let's talk about this comment right here. So it says that lady was just being nosy. Her grown ass 21-year-old would have reached out directly, made arrangements to connect with his brother. I think she wants to know about your past dealings. Absolutely. I kind of got that too. The reason why I say that is because when I initially asked her, like, did you want to share anything about, like, y'all background, etc. They recently just reconnected, like, after her divorce, and they had been, like, dealing with each other for 3 years, right? In the midst of that, this man was in my messages asking me, like, to get married, sending me rings and things like that. And I was like, no, I don't want to marry you. You're full of shit. He's almost like, he's close to like 50. But he's never been married, things like that. He has commitment issues. And she told me that the reason he said he had commitment issues is because she was the love of his life and she was married and moved on at the time. So he couldn't be with her. So that's why he had commitment issues and he never wanted to settle down. He told me the same thing. I love you. You hurt me, this, that, and the third. I hurt you by keeping our kid and bringing our child into this world and nurturing him and stepping up even when you didn't want to be a man. If that's what hurting you looks like, then I guess I'll just have to wear that. But I'm going to post the ring, guys, that he showed me that he had. So I definitely told her, I was like, did he show you like a ring? Did he, she was like, no. So my whole thing is, you've dealt with him off and on for probably 20 plus years, because she said they met in like high school. If he hasn't committed to you yet, what makes you think he's gonna, because again, she was having more issues with women, etc. Hence to why she didn't want to deal with him anymore. And now why she was reaching out to me.
Billy. So Billy reached out to her as well, and was talking about marriage. Billy, you need to be in your motherfucking 9-year-old boy life. The fuck is wrong with Billy?
I'm sorry, sis, but your comment gives delulu and desperate. You want my son to have a relationship with someone that wants to keep him a secret. Let me ask you a question. If you were dealing with a man and he wanted to keep you a secret, would you be okay with that? As an adult, would you be okay with that? If he really wanted to know his sibling, he wouldn't care. He's an adult. He can't be punished. He can't be disciplined or anything by his father. Again, like I said in my previous messages, this is deceit on his dad's part. He has deprived him of knowing his siblings for 11 years. When Shannon was born, he was 11 years old, 10 years old, or whatever. He had the opportunity to build a bond with his brothers. Him and his 11-year-old brother have a bond. I think this is a crazy statement. I know I won't have a change of heart. It's not about hope at this point. It's about what's right and standing 10 toes on what's right. And my kid will always come first. My kid's mental health will always come first. And no, you're insane. Don't blow me no.
Okay, I think it's cool. She said that the 9-year-old and 11-year-old, her 9-year-old and 11-year-old, they got a relationship going. That's cool. Yeah, that 21-year-old, his father shouldn't even be involved. The baby mama, honestly, the baby mama shouldn't even be talking to her at all. Fuck y'all talking about. This should be about the 21-year-old reaching out to her, trying to meet his brother. You know.
I think what y'all fail to realize is I'm not teaching my son to lie. Not happening. Now, again, in my initial video, I did say that he has seen his son 4 times, maybe 5 times in 9 years. My son is 9 years old. He does have his own cell phone, right? So let's play devil's advocate and say they end up meeting without dad. My son is 9, so he may eventually text his dad and say, hey, I met, say his brother's name is Nathan. Hey, Dad, what's up? I just want to let you know I met Nathan. Isn't that going to cause problems anyway? Because Dad is going to feel like Nathan went behind his back to meet his little brother that he does not know about. So involving a dad wasn't really a secret, just a way to garner a natural relationship between siblings without having to run through or discuss crime. Listen, this is going to be a disaster either way you look at it. If I allow my son to go meet his brother secretly, we run the chance of my 9-year-old telling his dad. And that's what I also told the mom in the text messages. I said, are you aware that my son is 9 and he may speak to his dad and tell him that he met Nathan? That's not going to age very well. I think we have to look at all sides of this when we're thinking about children being involved. Like, he is 9 years old. I am not teaching him to lie. I'm not going to tell him like, hey, don't tell Nathan that you didn't speak to your dad. Now, if we were dealing with 2 21-year-olds or a 30-year-old and a 20-year-old, that's a different scenario. Baby girl, we're talking about a 9-year-old here. So this says, I wish my baby daddy, first baby mom, would reach out to me. We never met. He never mentioned her name, etc. I wish I could find her and reach out. Yeah, so the second baby mom, she doesn't want anything to do with me. She doesn't want her son to know my son. He's still dicking her down, of course. She doesn't want anything to do with my son. She doesn't want our kids to know each other. I did try to reach out to her. I did my due diligence. I wanted my boys to know, hey, look, I tried to reach out to this sibling. I tried to reach out to this sibling. I even tried to reach out to dad's mom to let her know, like, hey, you know, you got a new grandson, this, that, and the third. If you want to be involved, that door is open. What you're not going to ever be able to say in any event that he does come around later on and you realize it's like, hey, you know, I really need to be in my son's life. What you won't be able to say is, I kept you away from your kids. You won't be able to say that your mom was bitter and she didn't want you to know who your family was, etc. Listen, it is documented that I reached out and that I wanted him to know that side of the family, right? But maybe that's not God's plan. Not saying it's a long-term plan, but it's not that plan right now. So with that being said, listen, when she reached out, I was receptive to it. Listen, I don't want him. I don't want anything from him sexually. No, I think he's the scum of the earth for what he has done to my son. And again, all I can remember is my son breaking down on several occasions after he's got off the phone with his dad because he can't understand why. He knows his dad is only 21 minutes away from him. So, yeah, maybe one day all the girls can get together. We can have some tea, some cocktails, and we could talk about our kids and we can catch up and we can make sure they stay in touch, right? Until then, I'm going to keep moving and shaking like I know how to.
Yeah, hopefully they can do that. You know what I'm talking about? What's this? This is, were y'all in a relationship, and if so, why did y'all break up? So it says, I pray you deal with your heart and internally before you end up by yourself. I'm sure you've fumbled a lot of other great women as well. Only great woman in my eyes, I fumbled is you. You did hear the statement fumble recovery though, right? And I don't know what it says. Oh snap! So this is him showing the ring. Oh shit! I think that's him showing the ring right there. I don't know.
Oh, Courtney.
Somebody say, you tell your baby daddy happy birthday every year, but you won't let your son meet his siblings. It's crazy work.
Who told their baby daddy happy birthday? If you have a comprehension issue and you need clarity on something, I was always told to ask. I think y'all really have selective hearing and y'all get on this app and y'all hear whatever y'all want to hear to appease your childhood traumas merely because you wanted to meet your sibling and you feel like you couldn't meet your sibling, etc. So when comments like this are made, I really feel like you guys are trying to live through this app. Or you're frustrated because you wish your parent would have did something different. But let me tell you something. As for me in my house, we don't play those games over here. What was said, since you do have a comprehension issue, is I tell my son happy birthday every year and I tag his father in the post. Did I say that slow enough for you? Okay. So the son was able to find me because he added Facebook. He said that Facebook was for old people and he didn't want to add it. But he eventually added Facebook. He added his dad as a friend and seen that his dad had been tagged in happy birthday posts from me to my son. I don't know what else to tell you, Courtney. Let me go cook my food.
Billy, I don't know what the fuck wrong with you, Billy. What's going on with you, man? That's a 9-year-old you got out here, man. You took the test, she say. You know that's your son. What the fuck going on with you, Billy? You too busy chasing these hoes out here, huh, Billy? Hey, man, hopefully, though, Billy do get his act together and one day he do decide to be in his son's life before, the son is a grown-ass man and he be like, fuck my daddy. You know what I'm saying? So, hopefully Billy can get his fucking act together and be in this young man's life. You paying child support, like I don't understand why you don't want to see him. Maybe it's something going on with her. Obviously he don't feel that bad about her because he just sent her rings and shit. So I don't know what the fuck Billy problem is. Y'all let me know, goddamn. Billy, get your goddamn act together, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rock with me. Don't forget, subscribe to both Storytime channels. We Still Hustle Daily, and then We Still Hustle Daily too. All right, both Storytime channels. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rock with me as always, man. I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all for all y'all support. All right, make sure y'all smash that like button on the way out, and let me know your comments and your thoughts about this situation here. What do y'all think is up with Billy? Do y'all feel like what do y'all feel about the situation? All right. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with me, man. It's your boy Ray Big Play. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully y'all have a blessed day. I'm out of here. Peace.